Ramon Cortez, one of the best, will be his surgeon. During the surgery, he will be awake so they can monitor his abilities and the doctor can distinguish. During the procedure, John sees the monitor displaying his brain. He eventually loses consciousness and wakes up in bed with bandages on his head as Dr. She informs him that the surgery was successful and instructs him to take the painkillers in the fridge for the next 7 days. Overwhelmed with joy and relief, John cries when Dr. Cecilia shows him the results, indicating that all his medical tests are normal. Filled with hope and aspirations, John continues to live normally. He discards the schematics of the death traps he used to draw and replaces them with architectural drawings. One day, filled with gratitude, John decides to visit Gabriella to give her some tequila, which is her favorite drink. When he arrives, the manor seems different from usual. The front door is left open and there are no people around. John goes downstairs and discovers an empty operating room filled with surgical props and books about neurosurgery. He realizes that everything was just a show and the entire team was a scam. Furious about what has happened, John throws the bottle of tequila on the floor. One night, Diego, the man who escorted John, was working his usual shift as a tour guide. When his customer left, another person entered. Even before they started driving, his passenger covered his nose and mouth with a cloth soaked in a sleeping drug. When Diego woke up, he found his hands taped to a scalpel and his body tied up with a rope. The man panicked and attempted to escape from his restraints, but he ended up cutting himself instead. He shouted at John and managed to cut the rope, freeing himself. As he broke free, a timer in his hands turned on and an audio player fell from above, instructing Diego to remove the explosives attached to his arms by cutting his own flesh and muscles. After the speech, the timer started ticking and Diego initially panicked. Eventually, he accepted the torture and manually removed the bombs from his arms. Diego successfully removed the 2 bombs in time, but the skin and muscles of his arms were shattered.